Oh, guys, welcome into the stream. And week one, college football is here. We have a lot going on right now. We have a couple of baseball games. We have a WNBA game going on. We got the U.S. Open, men's and women's. And then we have a bunch of college football games going on right at the moment. So we are going to be looking to live bet, live arbitrage, live positive EV betting. Also, I am currently in the middle of a family fantasy football draft. Not the most important draft in the world, but I am in the middle of one right now. So I'm trying to pay attention to that while also simultaneously doing this live stream. Couple of notes. This weekend, I am headed to Mexico. So I will not be streaming tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. I will be back streaming on Tuesday. So I'll be back streaming Tuesday, guys. I will be in Mexico for a couple of days, so there won't be any streams going on. But that will be the only time this year that I'll really be not streaming. We're going to be streaming football every week. Also, a lot of content just came out on my channel recently. Take a look at yesterday's video, top 5 tips to crush college football and NFL. And then also really excited about Bull Rush, a new platform that I'm going to be having some different contests on. Definitely check out that video. It just dropped probably about an hour ago. I'm really excited about Bull Rush and kind of what's going to be going on over there because I think it's going to be a great time. All right, so let's kind of jump into this. Let's get into what's going on, Connor. Appreciate that, man. Be my first time in Mexico. Should be a fun time for sure. So we have OddsJam pulled up. We have their arbitrage tool. We have their positive EV tool. Like I like to execute on every stream, guys, we're just kind of going to go through the filter setup. Right, we're looking at FanDuel, BetMGM, Caesars, Fanatics, Bet365, Desert Diamond, and then also BetOnline. In-game status, I have this for live and stoppage. Don't really have anything for minimum, maximum odds. Minimum 3% though ARBs that I'm looking to attack. And then the DVIG settings, I am using Pinnacle as my sharp sports book. And then leagues, I got them all selected. We're going after main markets. That's really where I like to focus on. Outside of that, it's for today, and then we're just going to hit the play button, right? And the idea here is that we're looking for some really juicy plays. So I'm logged in on this monitor on 4 different sports books. I have one cell phone here that I'm logged into on Fanatics, and then I am logged into or was logged into on my main phone over here for BetMGM. So what we're looking to do is just execute some ARBs, and I'm not logged in. Looks like I'm just got logged in again. So looking over here in FanDuel, looks like we have a play for tennis, Fairlane and Drev. We're looking at game spreads. Okay, FanDuel minus 160. This is out there on FanDuel. Great, but I got to go over to MGM, which at this point I'm probably going to miss it, but we'll see. FanDuel just went black on me. Okay, still over there. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get, though, on this play for points bets, set bets. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get on this, though, for Zverev. That's the thing. And I'm also not familiar with betting this on my phone. There it is. That's set spreads. We're looking for game spreads. So you don't want to be doing what I'm doing right now, which is trying to navigate this. Navigating this and figuring out where, I know where the total games match is, but I don't know where the sets are, right? Where the handicaps are. So this is also just something that you want to make sure that you know how to navigate because you don't want to be like me and fumbling around trying to figure out on MGM where to find the set bets because now the play might be gone, right? So this is kind of the issue when you're talking about live betting or live arbitrage because you need to know for tennis where to navigate these plays, right? That's going to be very important. So for right now, I'm just going to bypass on it. My draft, I'm coming up in 3 picks right now for my draft, so we'll see how that goes. But let's head over to Positive EV. Let's talk about the filters set up over on Positive EV. Again, we're looking at mainline markets. I'm going to be looking for baseball, specifically for Major League Baseball, college football, and then also tennis, right? DVIG settings, we're looking at Pinnacle. Worst case, looks like I'm on the clock. It's my turn. All right. Someone drafted. Really hurts to see that. Someone drafted. We're going to go with Dak Prescott here at the moment. Someone drafted Baker Mayfield. I was excited to get Mamie Baker. Big news with Micah Parsons being traded today, which is crazy. So my friends up in Green Bay, I know, are very excited. We're looking at minus 200, plus 140. Again, in-game status, guys, live or stoppage, going after these books. And then we're just going to hit the play button and kind of see what pops up. Speaking of this game spread that I'm on currently right now for Fairlane, I'm already over here on FanDuel. 7.5. It's not 8.5. So is there an alternate spread here that I'm missing? No, 8.5's there. Minus 155. Okay. It's about a 4% edge. Let's throw $100 on this over here on FanDuel. See if we can get it. All right, we get the plus 8.5 at minus 155 on this U.S. Open play. So we'll throw this down here. I'm trying to make $100, guys. That's basically what I'm looking to do. Pinnacle has this at minus 189 for $4,300. We get a good price over at FanDuel. I don't mind betting tennis over at FanDuel. Don't have an issue. Again, maybe I should have bet $90. It's okay. But there it is. Now, it did move against us. It's now minus 145, but that's going to be the nature of live betting. Things are going to move really, really fast. Looks like I got another play coming up here. Another drafting again. Crazy. Yeah, all right. We'll have to take a look at this. That's the crazy thing about like family drafts is that you never really know what's going to happen. Everybody's kind of, there's like some guy like drafted 2 tight ends in this league. It's always nuts. So now Fairlane at plus 7.5 because we got this at what? We got him at plus 8.5. So we can get him at plus 7.5 again. Okay. We're also going to talk a lot about football today, guys. When we're live betting football, I got the Boise State game up on my TV right here. There's going to be plays, depending on what the score is, what the situation is in the game. It's going to be important to kind of figure out what's kind of going on because that's going to be important to know when we're betting football. Looks like I'm going to have another pick, so we'll take a look at this. We'll kind of see what's going on. Patrick, I ended up getting the goal plan instead. Cool. All right, and then for CFP game streaming, yeah, bro, we're going to have to mute you, bro. Just can't have that. So let me see how. It's been a minute since I've had to mute someone. It's been a minute. Patrick, in terms of making a specific video on the gold plan, there's a lot of. It's not a bad question. It's more of I can make something that's a little bit more. It's pretty simple in terms of just kind of going through the EV tool. You can use a lot of my strategy videos. What's going on and just kind of figure it out from there. There we go. Should be good. All right, good. CFB, appreciate it, man, but we can't have you spamming the chat, bro. We can't have you spamming that. It's not going to be good for anybody. Looking over here, also, guys, I have on the sportsbook screen here with OddsJam, I have the total points right here. I have the point spread here. And then for baseball, I do have the total runs. Oh, it is my turn? Oh, snap. All right, we'll draft. We'll go there with one. All right, we're in. Now I got like 12 more picks in my family league. Still have to get a tight end, which is a little bit of a pain in the butt, but had the 6th pick in the draft. I took McCaffrey. I'm kind of bullish on CMC this year, even with his previous injuries. We'll see how that shakes out. All right, so let's kind of get back into, we're looking at some plays here, like this Boise State game, right? There's 17 points. So, they just started the second half. So when we're looking at this right now, you can get the extra point on Pinnacle. I'm not maybe as interested betting the under on FanDuel because Pinnacle thinks it should be under 44.5 at minus 106. I wouldn't want to bet get the same price and get one less of a point on FanDuel, right? So to maybe get an extra point could prove to be a big deal, right? 44 points. But for the most part, I'm going to stay away from this. In terms of this point spread here, plus minus 1.5, I don't see it as a huge deal in terms of the 1.5. Doesn't really mean much to me because in my opinion, this is probably going to end this game. If this ended right now, this South Florida Boise State game, it's going to be 3 or 7 points, maybe 4 points. So the 1.5 is not that big of a deal to me. But if you're looking at like Bowling Green, 10-0 here, minus 23.5. I like that number more compared to 24.5, right? I prefer this, but I'd like to see where Pinnacle is on this. And the fact that Pinnacle's not showing odds for a lot of these games is something that's going to be very important to me, right? If I don't see, Pinnacle is really my go-to when it comes to live betting. So if I don't see Pinnacle flashing odds for Norfolk State or Rutgers, then I'm really not going to be interested in betting it. So they're really only showing odds right now for the South Florida Boise State game. If we're coming down here to baseball, and we're seeing this Phillies-Braves game, it's 6-3 Phillies, at 15.5. I'm not going to be interested in betting this over on Fanatics because it's only 4 cents off to Pinnacle, right? So not going to look to do that. When we're looking at maybe Pinnacles at 10 on this Marlins game, if it's 10.5, I'm going to use FanDuel as my sharp book against the other books. You could see that the under might not enough value on the under. Not enough value betting the over on Caesars on this Phillies game compared to Pinnacle. It's only 6 cents of a difference. That's not a wide enough gap. So the problem sometimes, guys, is that you're going to find out that using the sportsbook screen is going to provide you the fastest, most up-to-date odds, but things are going to move really quickly, right? So you're going to get the best odds in terms of the freshest odds on the sportsbook screen, but in order to decipher what's kind of going on, it's going to be a little bit tougher with the sportsbook screen. And especially when we're talking about football and situational football, that's going to be something that you're going to want to make sure that, you're kind of aware of, right? Looks like I'm on. Wow, this is going really, really quickly here. I do need a tight end. Don't know how I feel about it, guys, but I'm going to go with the young kid. I'm kind of punting the tight end position. I'm going to go with let's go with Loveland. We'll take the young guy. Maybe I should have went with Ferguson because with the Cowboys defense, Kenny Clark's a good defensive tackle, but got to feel like they're going to be kind of losing. They're not going to be as nearly as good on defense now without Parsons. Yeah, Ron, hopefully you guys don't see CFP game streaming anymore. I kicked them off, so hopefully that happens. Yeah, unfortunately, Arturo, Tucker Kraft was taken. A lot of the top tight ends were taken. I was hoping to really get my hands on Tyler Warren, and he was gone as well. So I really could have chose from Ferguson, Dallas Goedert, Dalton Kincaid, Hunter Henry, Zach Ertz. So I went with the young kid with Loveland. I'm not really all that bullish on Caleb Williams this year. Maybe I should have went with because that would have been a nice pairing, Dak with Ferguson. I would have liked that, but that's the way it goes. Let's kind of get back to the EV and arbitrage tool. It's a little bit easier to kind of find plays. So this will be, guys, my last stream of the week, and I'll be coming back to you guys on Tuesday. We'll be streaming on Tuesday. Looks like we also have the under 30.5 in this Rev play. That just disappeared, but is it still there? Under 30.5 minus 120. Yeah, that's there on Caesars. Let's try to grab this at $75. Let's see if we can get that. It just got suspended. Bro. Oh, bro. That's pain. That's pain right there. That's a tough one. Because we bet the spread on this play, and he's down 4-2 right now. And he's down 30-15 on this set, Fernley. Man, I wish this was women's. The way they do women's sets. But we need Fernley to get back into this because this does not look all that great. But that's going to be the nature of live betting, guys. Things are going to move pretty quickly. Arkansas State and Missouri. The problem here is on Fanatics is that I cannot wager a ton, especially on these lower tier college football conference games. We're looking at Missouri, Central Arkansas, 34.5. By the way, guys, you want to make sure that on your limited accounts, even if it is Fanatics, that you're betting over there. And you're taking advantage of it. To wrap up my point for you, though, Patrick, because I know, Patrick, I appreciate you, man. You show on the streams a lot. The goal plan, man, like arbitrage, it's pretty simple. You're day trading the books with arbitrage. There's not a lot that you need to really worry about in terms of your filter setup. If it's pregame, maximum 10%, day trade the books. If it's live, you want to go after plays that are at least 3% or higher. Set up 2 or 3 books, day trade them. Positive EV, I've made numerous videos showing various different filters that you can set things up for. I just recommend watching some of those videos. You're going to put yourself in a really good position. Don't overthink it. Don't overcomplicate it. It's a simple tool. Trust me, you're going to be just fine. Liberty minus 9.5 and then MGM. Okay. Got a lot cooking over here. Got a lot going on. Would love to see like a bet online, possibly maybe like FanDuel play. Looking at this right now, this Missouri spread is kind of locked right now on Fanatics, so I can't get this right now on Fanatics. It's flashing, but it's not there. It's not there available for me. Remember, guys, when you're doing ARBs on first half money lines, there is a chance that the score is tied and that there's nothing you can do about it. But this is a pretty insane one. Wyoming. Looking at the game lines, money lines, first half. Money line first half, is this still there? Yeah, it's there. I would just probably love to bet this on Fanatics because it's probably just off. How much are they going to let me wager? They're only going to let me wager $8, which is kind of tough. Not going to lie. Because if I can only wager $8, still worth it. They just suspended it. Man, but that would have been really worth it to make 28% ROI is pretty crazy. We'll see if this comes back. I'm just chilling on my phone right now watching this. I can only bet $8 maximum on Akron for the first half money line, but that's a pretty insane ARB. And if I'm looking to see if this is still out there. Back on the clock again. Dude, things are moving fast and furious. Fast and furious. Let's look at like the RB positions here. What do we got? I don't want to do Jaden Reed because he's probably going to miss the season with that foot injury. We'll go Rashad Bateman. And I'm betting all the guys that nobody wants to bet. It's at plus 160 right now. Let's look at this Wyoming play. Is this there? Plus 145. First half money line. Oh, yeah, this is there. This is there. Okay. Hold up. It's plus 110 right now. Trying to get this for $8. I put this in for 10. All right, we're in $8. Wyoming. Come on, Wyoming. First half money line. And we'll showcase this to you guys. Okay. Let's see. Did it go through? It went from plus 180 to plus 110. Good. We got it. Nice. All right. So to showcase this to you guys, over on Bet Online, I put in a $10 wager right here. $10 Wyoming first half money line. Okay. So $10. If they win, it's going to be a payout of $21, right? $10 plus $11. Okay. And then over here on Fanatics, and I'm limited on Fanatics, guys, right? So this is a tough one. Over on Fanatics, you guys can see that I got the Akron first half money line for $8. So I got $10 on one side, $8 on the other side. I'm in for a total investment of $18. I'm either going to get paid out $19.60 or $21, right? So I made money no matter what. And this is on a limited Fanatics account. This is an $8 wager, right? Can still day trade the books, make a couple dollars. So there we go. We're in. We're in on that. We'll add this in for 10. Now there is a chance that this is a push, right? If it's a tie at half, then I get my money refunded to me. But there we go. Fanatics and Bet Online, we hit up a live ARB. Obviously, if I could have wagered more, I would have wagered more, right? But still really good. Is this still out there between Akron and Wyoming? Because this would be great too. Akron's at plus 120. Wyoming, I'm waiting for Fanatics to throw it up because it's locked at the moment. So my draft continues to roll on. Taking a look here. All right, so it's kind of gone. It's gone. Yeah, Patrick, I would just say watch a football video. If you have the video pulled up on your phone, you can go over to OddsJam and set up the filters. I would say if you can take the time to go on your laptop or computer to set up the filters, it might be a little easier than maybe your phone. But honestly, man, don't overthink it. It's a simple setup. But I can't stress it enough, guys. Definitely take a look at the Bull Rush video that dropped on my channel today. This is an extremely unique platform. Unique in the fact of it's basically, I'm going to be hosting my challenges over there, guys. So we're not going to be able to do week 1 college football for free, but we're going to have week 1 NFL and week 2 college football. There's going to be a free entry. You have a chance to win up to $100. It's going to be basically you're going to have to make a couple of picks. You can pick spreads. You can pick for NFL. You can pick player props. You enter into the contest. You get a stack of chips like a poker tournament. You then put your amount of chips on the picks that you think. So if you want to put more chips on the Eagles on the money line for Thursday Night Football, you can do that. If you want to put a lot of money on a Jalen Hurts anytime touchdown, you want to bet it on maybe the Seahawks and the spread against the Niners, you can do that. But you have to make 5, maybe 2 picks or 5 picks, depending on what the competition is. And then you put your stack of chips on a percentage of your stack on whatever the picks that you want. Whoever grows their bankroll the highest wins the competition. And that's where I'm going to be running my contests this fall, guys, is over on Bull Rush. It's a really unique platform where it's not like you just have to pick money lines or you just have to pick spreads. You can pick player props for NBA, for NFL. You can pick first half spreads, first half total points, first quarter total points, first quarter money lines. You have a really large menu over at Bull Rush, and I'm really excited about this because I think it's just so unique and different from everywhere else. So if you want to handicap the games yourself, then enter in the entries. But we're going to be running $5 entries all season long, guys. Week 1 NFL, Week 2 college football is going to be a free entry for you guys. But we're going to be running $5 entries with a chance to win up to $100. Very low risk, very high reward. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Dude, appreciate CFB Games. This guy's incredible. Appreciate that, dude. You know I'm monitoring the chat, bro. Like, it's not really going to change much. Back up on the clock again. I can't remember if I got to take a kicker or not. But, okay. Maybe we should have took Trey Benson there. Coco Gauff over 20.5 games. Let's take a look at this. Where's the total games at here? I was just looking at it. They must have pulled it. V-kick plus 4.5 though on Caesars. It's minus 125 now. So that's not nearly as good. South Florida is currently up 16-7. I'm not sure if they just scored, or if they're kicking the extra point, or if they missed the extra point. Waiting to see what happens. Because that 9 would they're kicking the extra point right now. White Sox plus 2.5. Dude, first off, it's in the first inning. I'm not going to touch that. It's just too early right now to bet the White Sox. And I don't really want to do it. V-kick, though, over plus 4.5. This flashed again on Bet Online. Now it's minus 133. So I'm just going to just chill on this Coco Gauff V-kick. I'm just going to kind of camp this right now because it could be pretty good. And you're going to see a lot of tennis kind of pop up, guys. Again, if you don't want to see tennis, just show football. Over 24.5 games. It's flashing everywhere right now. 22.5. Game props. 23.5 is at even money. Important to know that it is 4-4 right now. Okay. Is it coming back up? That's the question. Not yet. Boise State plus 4.5. I don't mind that. 17-10 game. The only problem with that is if Boise kicks a field goal, then it's 17-10. They're not going to be looking to go after that. But if we can get Boise State here at plus 4.5, I don't mind that play. It's plus 4.5 right now flashing on here. It's got to be at least plus 3.5, right? But plus 4.5 could be important for sure. It's a little bit more important right now in a 17-10 game than plus 3.5. Plus 112. Oh, it's at minus 102. And now this is all gone now. This is toast. It's not as good of a price. That's a tough one. Yeah, hear you loud and clear. Yeah, so we've been looking at the Coco Gauff play. We're kind of waiting to see what happens here. Roman plus 6.5. Okay. We got that there. All right, let's put this in for 40. Taking the plus 6.5, plus 125 on C. Of course it gets suspended. Bro. I'm just not fast enough. That's a pain. That's a pain right there. That's a pain. Come on. Okay. That's painful because that looked real good. And I wanted that one. Mets money line? Caesars? Mets money line 125. It's there. Well, they just gave up a run though. It's now 4-2. Is this taken into consideration? Yeah, we got to throw a little something on the Mets money line right now. Can we get this? All right, we get the Mets money line for $40 plus 125. This looks very good to bookmaker, very good to Pinnacle. I can get in on that. That's a good play. Very good. Even at plus 120, I like it at plus 120. This is 27 cents off the Pinnacle, way off the bookmaker. Over at Caesars, Mets on the money line. So we'll see what goes on there. Okay. All right, we're on the Mets. That's a very high play. That's all you can ask for. So I like that. What else we got here? What else we got cooking? Let's pull this off to the side, and we're going to kind of keep going a little bit. Duke and Elon, money line here. If this is, can we actually, is this, I was going to say, I don't know if that's actually out there. Gotta love Jacksonville State. UCF has not scored a single point. They're already in the second quarter. That's crazy. Yeah, no problem, Aaron. Yeah, so if you guys are new to sports betting, this is a taste. This is a taste of live betting. Live betting in terms of just what's going on, right? We got tennis going on. We only have 3 baseball games going on, and it's still fun because we have a lot of football and the U.S. Open. So, like, this is the time, guys. I haven't mentioned it. If you guys don't know, I'm kind of like a big fan of OddsJam. So if you guys want to try OddsJam 1 week for free, when you talk to the fine folks at OddsJam, make sure that you let them know. Yeah, Chad, good question. I'll answer that in a second. So, John, it was plus 125. We got it at plus 125. Try OddsJam 1 week for free. When you talk to them, okay, because you're going to go on a chat and talk to the guys at OddsJam, let them know that I told you can get platinum 1 week for free. Let them know that Billy told you that you can get platinum 1 week for free. You're going to get access to the live betting tools on arbitrage and positive EV. You're going to get access to the global sports book as well. Chad, I'm waiting to see how Onyx grades out that parlay, because obviously that we hit on the Freddie Freeman play. Currently, right now, they have it as open. They haven't graded it. Bergs was a walkover. They most likely, best case scenario, they pay us out for the Freddie Freeman play at his odds, and that's it. Worst case, we get our money refunded to us, which would be kind of BS. Boise got the ball. They just picked up a first down, so we'll see how that goes. And then in terms of, so make sure you guys, if you're signing, it's a great time right now. You want to live bet because live betting opens up so many possibilities. It's your accounts that are no longer decent anymore are going to be really, really good. If I wanted to, my Fanatics account, there's just so many opportunities for live betting. Mets are in the bottom of the third. They're coming to bat plus 160. We're gonna jump in on this again. I don't see why not. We got to grab a little bit of this. Ooh, they just moved to minus 180. It just moved to minus 180. So that's no longer good for the Mets. But we'll see what happens. I did live bet the Phillies when they were down 3-0. I got them on the first half run line. So that looks pretty good because they just exploded for like 8 runs. How do I still arbitrage bet H&M? You just day trade them. I'm guessing you're asking like, how is it if I'm limited? Number 1, partnerships. Partnerships is crucial. But number 2, even on limited books, live betting is going to allow you, even if you can't wager as much, the ROI is much higher when it comes to live betting. So I don't have to put down nearly as much to make a solid profit. But typically I'm just live positive EV betting. I do some live arbs, but not as many. Like, dude, just taking the White Sox again. I've talked about this, guys, betting baseball. I don't like to bet it in the first inning. It's not my cup of tea. Boise State, over here on Desert Diamond. I'm a little slow to run over to this. I would prefer to get him at +4 compared to +3.5. They have the ball at their own 40. 3rd and 5. This is a big 3rd and 5 coming up right here. So this would really run a little sprint right. Guy's short of it. He's probably about 1.5 yards short. It's going to be 4th and maybe 2. I don't know what Boise's going to do here, but, you know, like might want to get this going, Boise. So I'll maybe wait to see what happens there. Coco Gauff over 23.5. It's at -111 right now. Okay. Waiting to see what happens there. Like, all right, 4th and 1, they're going to go for it here. This is a very critical play here for Boise. Play action. This looks like a broken play. Quarterback doesn't know what to do. He's going to scramble. He does pick it up. Whoa, nice nifty little move there. Slides down to the 46. Boise's got a new set of downs. That was definitely a broken play from the snap. Madsen had no idea what he was doing. Back on this +6.5 for Roman. Would love to get this. We missed this out earlier on Caesars. Can we get this again? Game spread. It's now 7.5. So that's gone. We're just a step slow right now. That's what I would say. So everything's a step slow. Coco over 22.5 -118. I see that now. Let's grab this. Bet online. I'm going to grab this play right here for the over 22.5. Waiting for this to go through. It's at -141 on Pinnacle. We're getting this at -118, hopefully. No, it just switched to -125, which is still EV, but it's not as EV. So that stinks. Furling +7.5. We got this, but unfortunately, we got him at +8.5 at -155. So, okay. 2nd and 5, injury timeout in the Boise game. So we'll see what happens. Injury timeout, guys, by the way, when you see this, chance that you might be able to day trade the books live arbitraging, right? Or a little bit. If this tool was running slow right here, this is where I just scrap this and say, I'm just going to go over and just start betting this with the screens, right? We're just going to bet the screens. Pinnacle's at +3.5. I mean, this is close enough for me, almost. +3.5 at -120 over at FanDuel. I'd like to see what Caesars is flashing for this football game. Dude, the Phillies pouring it on right now. Mets got a runner at first. Let's go Mets. What do we got in the Boise game? -145. Don't like that. This is close enough for me on FanDuel because it's a very key number. Very key number. To get this 11 cents off the Pinnacle, that's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. Totally forgot that I had a fantasy draft, and I probably just got auto-drafted there. But we're late enough into the draft that it's not that big of a deal, but we'll take one there. I don't think I drafted a kicker or a defense unless it was auto-drafted for me. But again, it's a $10 family league, so it's not that important. Hopefully none of my family members are watching this right now for me to hear that. This play, though, this is a big one here. BetOnline's offering this at +4.5. I'm taking this one. This is all day long for me on BetOnline. I'm going to put $100 on that. Why is that a big deal for me? Because this is 17-7. They lose by 3. We get them at +4.5. That's a big deal. If they score a touchdown, though, this can make a difference. So we grab this right here on BetOnline. I just like this number a little bit more than the 3.5. And we're getting a slightly, and Pinnacle has it at -131 +3.5. So get that extra point. Looks pretty decent in my mind. So we're on Boise +4.5. Especially if they get a touchdown, that could be helpful. The extra point might not matter. It depends how this shakes out, but it could matter because it's a 17-7 game. So we'll see how this shakes out. But we definitely need Boise to go down and put some points up. HM, no problem about that, man. Yeah, I agree with you there. I still do arbitrage, HM. I still do from time to time. But for me, it's I don't know, it's just too, I have a higher risk tolerance. For me, arbitrage betting, while it's nice to make profits, it's a little boring. That's just being honest. But this is my 4th year now betting sports, betting with OddsJam. So I've been, arbitrage betting is awesome to day trade the books and make a profit, but I kind of get my kicks off of plus EV betting a lot more. Again, when it comes to these points here, let's kind of scroll down a little bit and see what else we have cooking. Pinnacle is showing odds for Rutgers, Ohio, so that's interesting. What do we got? Or at least they did. We don't have as much. Let's look at this game. Yankees 3.5. What do we got? Minus 116 on the 10.5. No. The under. No, not really there. Again, guys, getting this at minus 118. To get this at minus 115 doesn't really make a difference. Not enough there. Dude, CFP, I appreciate the hustle, bro. You're trying your dangest, dude. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. But we're just going to mute you, bro. I monitor the chat pretty closely. But I love his commitment to this, man. He's trying no matter what. All right, we got Boise. Play breaks down. Quarterback scramble. He picks up the first. Madsen, hold on to that ball, boy. Down at the 31-yard line. Okay. Especially, guys, I think the best thing that could happen here is if we get a touchdown from Boise and then we get a stop and then we maybe get, a field goal, that would be awesome. But if we get back-to-back touchdowns here from Boise, then we get that plus 4.5. That's a big deal. Right? If it's a 24-21 South Florida game, plus 3.5, plus 4.5 is good to have. So, okay. As you can see now, it looks like we got some CLV because we got this at minus 135 and BetOnline's flashing this at minus 149. Looking at some baseball here. This game is getting out of hand on the Phillies-Braves game in the fourth inning here. If this is still real life on Caesars, we got to get this right now. If that's still there, 18.5 at minus 130. Okay, not there anymore. If that was at minus 105, I was really interested in that. Not at minus 130 anymore. Mets don't put a run up on the board. That kind of stinks, but got a lot of game left in the Mets. That was really interesting for a second. It flashed, but wasn't able to secure anything there. Okay, and then this Liberty Mystics game, maybe under 160, over 163 on Fanatics. Everyone's forgetting about the WNBA, but it's still there. Or on FanDuel, over 163.5. What do we got? Alternate total points. Yeah, the thing is when you go over to guys, when you're betting on FanDuel, you got to go to featured. That's where everything's going to kind of show. Over 163.5, so plus 118 odds on FanDuel right now. I don't know if this is decent at all for this WNBA game, Liberty and the Mystics. No, but we got some more point spreads. Liberty maybe minus 9.5. Yeah, I don't mind this Liberty minus 9.5. We're going to go $50, Liberty minus 9.5 over here on FanDuel at the moment. Taking a look at this right now, and I really like it. We'll pull up the WNBA here in just a second. We'll go back to the arbitrage tool, guys, and the EV tool. A little tougher with the sportsbook screen. We get them at minus 9.5 at plus 124 odds. So I'll just change this for a little bit, and I'll change this. I'll have to edit this in my bet tracker because it's kind of annoying. I'll just get this in right now, and then I'll just change it here in a second. So if you guys don't know, if you get a play like that where you put it in your bet tracker, all you have to do is just come over here, and then this is where you just come in and just kind of edit the play, right? So it's going to be minus 9.5. It's on FanDuel. It's at plus 124 odds, and then we just click Save Bet, and now everything's correct, right? So you just kind of click this little pencil right here, guys, and that's how you can do it. So normally sometimes I'll just get the play in, and then I'll just change it. You can see they're up 6 points right now in the third quarter. So we'll take a look at that. Boise has a critical 4th and 2. So this is pretty big for our Boise bet. We need them to pick this up. They've already picked up 1 4th down conversion. They don't get this. The plus 4.5, man. Ew. So we need to see. Oh, you have the running back all day. What a terrible pass, bro. What a terrible pass. That's garbage. And so it's a turnover on downs, and South Florida gets the ball. was a very long drive for them just to not get anything out of it. That was really poor. All right, we'll see what we got going on. Let's go back up and pull this open. So much going on, guys. And like, this is just to give you a taste. When like the NBA comes back, when we have, like this upcoming Saturday for you guys that are going to be betting, it's going to be nuts when college football is going on for live betting. It's going to be insane. It really, really is. All right, so let's catch back up on what I got going on here. Fernley plus 8.5. He lost the first set 6-4. Not that bad. Not that bad, Fernley. All right, dude. I like that. We got the, let's go Boise State defense. Let's go. Phillies continue just to pour on the runs, dude. Anytime if you would have bet the overs in this Phillies game, you would have gotten paid out nicely, for sure. We just got the Mets on the money line at plus 125 odds. Still got a little maybe CLV there. Not bad. This Ohio Rutgers game, this is insane to see a football game. It's at 80.5. That's an incomplete pass. No way. 3rd and 9 for South Florida. Love seeing this. Quick 3 and out, but there is a flag down on the second down play. The ice on this quarterback for South Florida, dude. These college kids, it's insane. Calling pass interference on the defense. Give me a break, ref. Give me a break. Let the kids play. What are you talking about? This has been out here for a minute, by the way, that Ohio game. That was crazy. Fernley, this is showing up again. A lot going on. The over 27.5 games. That would bode well for us possibly with Fernley. Over 27.5. If that's still out there, is it? Probably not. It is. This is out there. All right. We're going to grab this really quick with Oh, it went to minus 145 as soon as I hit submit. I don't know if at minus 145 it still might be decent. No, not anymore. Okay. That's unfortunate because that looked really, really good. We're also getting things flashing right now for the Storm at plus 12.5. They're losing right now by 9 early on to the Lynx. Man. Storm at maybe plus 12.5. Plus 112 odds. Now it's at minus 104, so we had some good value there, and now that's gone. That stinks. Speed is the name of the game here, guys. No doubt about it. Looking at first half total runs under in this Yankees game. Let's see if this is still out there. First half runs. You guys have to go over to innings. Come down to the bottom. Total runs, 5 innings. Under 7.5 is now minus 136. Under 6.5 is at plus 116. I'm just going to camp out this game right now for this Yankees play. Touchdown South Florida. So our Boise State spread looks almost dead. Almost. That's pretty bad. We need basically Boise State to pitch a shutout. Huge play here. Just kid ran a go route and made a good catch, and then big play there, and then they just obviously cashed in. So South Florida with some quick strike ability there, all because the ref called pass interference and wouldn't make it a 3rd and 9. I mean, you got to let the kids play, ref. Ron, sorry, yeah. So I just got my hand tatted. I know it's kind of tough to see, I guess, but yeah, I got my arm tatted, so there it is. The hand tat is about 6 days in, so it's still pretty tender. But that's it. No more tattoos. Retiring from the tattoo game. It's under 6.5 now. It's flashing at plus odds on the Yankee game. Let's see if we can get this right now. Can I get it? No, bet was not placed because the odds changed. They just suspended it over on Desert Diamond. Again, guys, if you see this diamond pop up, it's a Canby Sportsbook. Bet Rivers, Bet Parks, Sugar House, Bally Bet, you can hit this play up. Phillies at minus 9.5. Okay. The stream's just been flying along, guys. I'm almost like out of sorts just trying to catch up with what's going on. It's actually a bit overwhelming, to be honest with you. There's just so much happening right now. WNBA, baseball, tennis, football. It's been a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. It's hard sometimes to catch up. So if you're in my spot right now and you're watching everything unfold and you're like, dude, I can't seem to just get a play down. This is where you just kind of want to zoom in and maybe say, you know what, let's stop betting tennis, or let's just focus on betting football or WNBA, or we're just going to bet tennis, or we're going to bet MLB, right? Focus in on just betting one specific sport, right? Or one specific market. If you find yourself live betting right now and you can't or are unable to hit up any of these plays, that's when you need to zoom in. Cut out some of the sports books. Maybe just say we're going to rock FanDuel, we're going to rock Fanatics and Caesars, and we're just going to bet tennis, or we're just going to bet baseball. That would be my recommendation, right? Because what you're going to find out here is you might not be able to get any of these plays. And so that's where your frustration is going to build. And so you have to have a lot of patience, because it's going to be difficult to grab all these plays at once. But that's just going to be kind of how it works. Storm, 14.5. All right, let's look at the game lines. Looking at the Storm spread right now, plus 14.5 and minus 124 on Desert Diamond, but doesn't seem like it's enough. All right, we're going to take them at plus 13.5 at minus 113. See if we can get this right now. See if we can get the Storm. All right, we get that. We get the Storm at plus 13.5, minus 113 over at Desert Diamond. Again, guys, you're going to have to come down here and move the button. So you're going to have to come over here to game lines, okay? You're going to come to game, then you're going to have to come down to game lines or game in general, and this is where you're going to have to move this around. So we get the Storm at plus 13.5 at minus 113. And I'll just come over here to WNBA and hit this up. So we really need Boise to get a quick score, which is probably not going to happen. We need them to get a quick score, though. And so this is now at minus 113. And we put $50. And we actually bet the wrong side. We got the Storm over here. There we go. Okay, that's over there, and we're good to go. If we focus a little bit more in on football, right? In my opinion, you're going to see things like this Boise State South Florida spread. It's 24-7. If you get them at plus 10.5 or 11.5 or 12.5, it doesn't really matter. It's all the same for the most part, right? Think about the scoring in football. Ooh, big. Oh, dude. You got to throw a flag. Ref, dude just lost his helmet. But you have to understand that getting it at plus 12.5 or plus 11.5 doesn't really make a difference in this game. I can't believe they didn't throw a flag. So understanding that if you thinking that you're getting a great play on FanDuel compared to Bet Online doesn't really make a difference in this spot, because it's a 17-point game. So as long as you're getting it at plus 10.5, that's great. When you start, though, to get the plus 13.5, that's where there's going to be a big difference, right? By the way, if you guys are watching that game, do you think it was a clean hit on Caples or not? Let me know what you think. Ron asks, how do we lock in with so many games? Yeah, Ron, I mean, you're going to want to take the time to set up your filters. So in my opinion, the important thing to do is if you're looking to live arbitrage, I mentioned this in a video a couple weeks ago, you're going to want to just select your books. So let's say you live where I live. Let's say you live in Arizona, okay? And what I would do here is just select these books, and then I would just literally just chill, okay? So I would just chill here, and I would just wait. And I just sit back and say, okay, what's happening right now? What sports books are popping up the most with what sports, right? Once you get an idea of what sports books are popping up the most, that's when you can figure out, okay, let's just focus on betting total points for football, and let's focus on betting DraftKings and Fanatics, right? We know that Onyx pretty much has stale lines. So if we remove Onyx, you can see we go from 408 results to 55, right? Because Onyx not showing you the most up-to-date stuff. But you're just going to kind of hit this play button, and you're going to kind of see what happens. And then you're going to make a choice. Are you going to bet spreads, or are you going to bet total points? And then are you going to bet this between 2, 3, or 4 different books? And then just focus on that. Now, you're not going to see as many plays pop up, but the plays that do pop up, you're going to be logged into those sports books. You're going to be selected on the total points market. You're going to be ready to go. So that's what you're going to want to do here. So you're going to want to have to check that out. So that's what it's all about. John, it's up to 13.5, 16.5 now. I'm not sure which game you're referring to, but so that's what you're going to want to make a choice with. Because in all reality, you're not going to be able to get WNBA, college football, MLB, and tennis games all at the same time, right? Part of why I have everything selected is just to show people out there there's a lot going on and you want to be using these tools, right? I might not be able to capture all of these plays or even 5% of these plays, but there's a lot going on, even though a lot of people think that it's kind of like, the dead time of the year. It's definitely not dead. College football's back. There's a ton happening. So this is where you're just going to want to be locked and loaded. And then you can set up your specific filters and kind of go from there, right? That's what it's going to be all about. Boise quarterback on 4th and 8 almost threw a pick. So this Boise plays pretty much dead. It's going to take a miracle for them to get back into it. Yeah, it happens sometimes. Roman at plus 9.5 now over at Bet Online. It's only a 3% edge, but it still could be worth going after. It's at minus 133. It's out now at minus 143. That's not worth it, right? Because I'm already dealing with a lower edge. So if this moves to minus 143, it's dead. But maybe I'll just chill over here on Bet Online to wait to see if that play comes back. Because he lost the first set 6-1. Fernley staying strong, dude. We got him at plus 8.5. 2-2 in the second set. Just play him tight, boy. Play him tight. But that's kind of what you're going to want to focus on, guys. Or if you notice that a lot of tennis plays are popping up on Desert Diamond, the Canby books, then just focus on tennis over there, right? And just look to go after it that way. Fernley plus 5.5. This did just flash. He just won that. Let's go a little spot here. Fernley plus 5.5. I like that. Can we get this? I'm in the queue right now. This looks good. It's plus 114 over at Pinnacle. $40. We got it. We got Fernley at plus 5.5, plus 145. We got him at plus 8.5 as well. If I'm mispronouncing your name, bro, sorry about that. But this is just where you're going to want to kind of hang out and focus on what's going on. South Florida looks like they're going to pull, if you want to call it an upset. It's the 25th ranked team in the country preseason. So, remember Florida State was ranked in the top 25 too. They called the fake punt. Dude, everything's going right for South Florida right now. So that's going to be one bet that's not going to chalk for us, but it is what it is. Yeah, John, Boise. Yeah, Boise's they're down 17 right now. So, we bet them when they had the ball and it was 17-7. So, the plus 4.5. Doesn't matter if you get plus 3.5, plus 4.5. That bet's dead. But that's where I'm going to pause, guys. I got to pack up. I got to get ready to go to Mexico. Got a lot to do still. Got a lot to pack up. Hopefully you were able to find some value in the stream. A lot going on. I know I'm talking really fast and things are constantly changing. But hopefully you were able to find some value. Looks like our Liberty play is looking pretty good right now. They're up 11. So that's looking nice. Okay. But questions, email me, DM me. We are going to be running a lot of contests over at Bull Rush, guys, for this football season. I think you're going to really find it. It's going to be a great time. Again, $5 entries. Week 1 NFL, Week 2 college football is going to be a free entry for you guys. I'll be talking about this more on my streams next week. It's a lot of fun. And this type of competition, it's very unique, so check it out. Got a lot of content that just dropped on the channel, guys, this week. Take a look at it. If you like to bet football, I dropped a video yesterday talking about the 5 best tips. There's a lot of good nuggets of information in there. Take a look. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic Thursday evening.